Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Going to be talking about how long I think Lewis will stay in F1 for, because I'm not really sure. I think it could be a couple more years maybe, or a fairly long time. So sort of go between that spectrum and I'll discuss, let you know my reasons, and at the end, you guys let me know what you think. So start off on the short period of time. So I think this year Lewis will win the championship fairly easily. The only competition he really has is Bottas, and we saw last year kind of lose his momentum after a few races. And I don't think Valtteri is really going to be able to stick it to Lewis. I may be wrong, but I don't know. He's never proved it so far. And Lewis seems to have come into this season already just batting out of the park. Apart from the first race, he's smashed it really. So I can see maybe after this season, going into 2022, Bottas being replaced by Russell, because as we've seen over the week so far, Mercedes have said that George Russell will be part of their long-term 2022 plans, or long-term plans after 2022. So it would make sense, really, that they move George up for the new regulation of cars. That's the one, and yeah, we'll see him alongside Lewis, really putting it to Lewis over that period of time. And also, I think in that regulation of cars, we'll have Max at Red Bull still, Charles at Ferrari, Lance at Racing Point, Aston Martin, Fernando at Renault, hopefully Sebastian at Aston Martin as well. And obviously, the lower down teams not really going to be much of a challenge, but I think it could be fairly competitive from Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, Renault, Aston Martin. So that's 5 teams there that, if they get this right, we could have an amazing, amazing first couple seasons. Now, where I think Lewis could leave early is that if he wins the next 2 championships, he'll be up to eight championships. Most successful F1 driver in the world, in history, the sport. We'll have more wins than Michael Schumacher, more than likely. We'll have more championships than Michael Schumacher, has the most pole positions. Need I say more? Yada, yada, yada. Lewis has all the records, really, by then. So, going into 2022, Lewis has George as his teammate. George has cut his teeth in Williams for 3 years now at this point. And George really wants to stick it to Lewis. Okay, so I honestly think that George will win a championship before Max or Charles. Now, whether that be in 2022, 2023, whenever, we'll have to wait and see. But we know Lewis doesn't want to go out on top. We know Lewis doesn't want to go out while he's just won a championship, because he didn't like that Nico did that. So we have more than enough reason to expect Lewis to defend his championship. So wins 2021, comes into 2022. Let's say George beats him, Sebastian beats him, Max. Any of these guys beat Lewis. Okay, Lewis stays for another year more than likely to try and win back the championship. Doesn't necessarily win it again. I could see him leaving in that circumstance. Lewis's contract runs out at the end of this year. We'll more than likely see him sign a 3-year contract, so that'll be 2021, 2022, 2023, so he gets a couple of years in the new cars. End of 2023 comes along, he's been beaten by George in 2022, doesn't win again in 2023, I could see Lewis leaving then. So really, get 3 more seasons out of Lewis. Brilliant, absolute world class. Obviously, we know drivers can go late into their careers, have race wins. Kimi has a race win at 38. Michael and Rubens both have race wins at 37. So these drivers still have the skill to win. It's just whether they have the drive and whether it fills them competitively. And this is where I think Lewis could stay on massively into the sport. If he has the competitive drive, if he has a winning car, whatever, I think as long as he is fulfilled competitively, or he has his drive, he'll stay in the sport. I think he'll almost do a Kimi, but he wouldn't necessarily move to a lower team. He'd need to stay at like a top 3 team, really, always being with a chance of winning. Whereas someone like Sebastian, I could see Sebastian loves the sport. We know Sebastian has a passion for it and the history, so he would love. I have no doubt Sebastian may go to a lower team in a few later years, but Lewis I think Lewis will only stay in F1 if he has a top team. And, those doors may not become available after 3, 4 more years if he isn't winning, if he isn't bringing in championships. Or, that being said, maybe he doesn't. Russell comes into Mercedes, him and Russell have contracts until 2023. Russell beats him out there. Where would Lewis go? I could see him going to Ferrari. Every driver's dream to win in red, as they like to say. But these are just some of my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. How long do you think Lewis will stay in the sport? What are your reasons for that? Make sure you like the video, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, put the notifications on, all of the above. Thank you guys for watching.